A little bit. All right. Hi, you guys. Welcome to our August new coach kickoff call. So today, Irene and I are going to be kind of just like telling you a little bit about how we started coaching and then the steps to launch your business and kind of, I think maybe like what we're going to be doing the next couple of weeks too. So my name is Alicia. That's Irene. And so we partnered up probably a little over a year ago, I'm guessing, because we're really similar. Our lives are really similar. Like we're in the same season of life. I have 3 kids, married to my husband, Scott. We live in Southwest Virginia. I've been coaching now for like 18 months and I love it. It like literally changed my life. I'm a little thrown off today because Irene and I just got off this like mindset call. And so like my brain is like going like just really crazy with like feelings and emotions. And so I'm like struggling to like focus right now. But when I started coaching, like it was in January of 2020, I had I was in Virginia, like I said, and I'd been there for a while and had been continuing to do the Beachbody workouts, but needed something more. Like I felt really, really lonely. I wasn't able to, I was able to, but like just emotionally and just with my exhaustion levels and depression and stuff, I wasn't like getting out and like meeting new people. It just felt like just loading my kids up into the car to like go anywhere felt like too much. And so this my coach telling me about her community and how her coaching community is kind of like our challenge groups on steroids, and it's just even more love and even more support. And I was like, all right, like I'll do anything at this point. I figured I wasn't getting like the physical or emotional results on my own, and I thought if I could start coaching, maybe earn a little bit of money, and like help other people, I thought that would feel good. Because I'm in recovery. I'm an addict and I've been clean for almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years in November. And the first thing I learned when I got to like 12-step meetings was that like I can't stay clean on my own. Like I have to help other people and like be always helping other people. Because once we're just trying to help ourselves, it kind of feels impossible. I also was in a weird place where I didn't really care about myself and like I didn't love myself when I started coaching. So I was like, I wanted to get healthy and feel better for like my kids and my family. But I didn't care enough about myself at the time. So I was like, if I can help someone else, then it'd be worth it. And so I started helping some people. And the first time I ever signed up someone that wasn't like my aunt or my mom, I remember like texting my coach and being like, oh my God, a real person like signed up with me. I got it for a real person. And that feeling kind of carried me through like the next couple of weeks. And I was like, I just wanted to continue to help more people. And then when those people started getting results, I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually able to do this. I started to believe in myself a little bit more. And then I learned kind of more about the financial opportunity, and I was like sold. So because it's like I felt so good, it was all the things that I like wanted to be doing anyway, like mindset, fitness, like learning how to feed myself healthy foods and stuff. It was stuff I would be doing or wanted to do anyway, and now I could help people and earn an income while doing it, and it was just like blessing in disguise. And I got to stay home, which is what I wanted to do anyway. So yeah, I love it. And we're so excited that you're here too. And Irene, why and how did you get started? Share a little bit about your story.
So I think after that training and after it's this 12-week mindset thing that my grandmother coach is giving us as an entire downline. And like, I think something that you're going to see is a repeating, hi honey. Okay. I'm on a call. No, ask daddy. You need to wait. Sorry. Something that you'll see as a continued, like forever throughout this journey is that this business is a 100% mindset based business. So my journey was always like just a huge struggle with my mindset, always, from when I was in high school. And that's like the common theme throughout my entire life. All the struggles that I kind of was facing, it came down to my mindset. Like I went to school. I was always interested in nutrition from when I had my first nutrition class in high school. Mommy, Daphne, mate, Okay. I'm on a call, Bob.
Yeah,
I'm on a call. I'll be out soon.
we're not doing iPad time until we got out.
Sorry. That's why I love this job too, because I can be here with them, even though sometimes it's not ideal timing. So I took my first nutrition class in high school and I loved it. And I loved the idea of it. And I was always like an athlete from when I was little. Like I played soccer since I was like 5, and I played high school basketball, and I was just always active. So the two combined, and it was like a natural passion for me from then. But I ended up going to school to become a dietitian, and I was a trainer at a gym, and which is what I thought I always wanted to do. And my mindset, my negative self-talk like got me completely out of that field. And I led myself to believe that I wasn't worthy of helping people because I didn't feel like I knew how to even help myself. So it's kind of serendipitous. I mean, I went and did other jobs, and my mindset basically got worse because I never worked on it. I had 3 kids. I married my husband. We've been dating since college. And by the time I had my 3rd kid, the negative mindset was really bad. And I was in my lowest place with myself. I was the heaviest I'd been, and all the like normal things. I feel like this is a very common, this is how I started a coaching story, but I fell into Beachbody, and it was just kind of the right timing where I knew that I had to change something with my mindset in order for it to be real. And the way that I was thinking about things had to change. So, and a lot of it was, I want to be the example for my kids that I want, I want to be proud of the example I'm setting for them, instead of worried that they're going to turn out like me and be mad about it later. So, that's kind of it. I mean, it was 3 years ago that I started, and it's just proven to be so dependent on my mindset. So we wouldn't have even been on that call, it's amazing that the community that. First of all, there's a job where I can live out my passion of helping people with fitness and nutrition, do that for myself, earn an income, help other people earn an income, and be surrounded by people who are constantly supporting you, pushing you to be better and work harder and push through fears that you're worried about. And all of us collectively working on our mindset together to become better people. So we could talk about this for a day, forever, 24 hours straight, if anybody let us. So it's one of those, it's like a challenging life path that keeps on giving. Every single thing you put into it, you get 20 times the amount back out from it. So
that's so true. That's so true. Okay. So that's kind of where we got started. And I think Irene and I do have really similar, emotional, how we started was really similar. And I think, so you don't have to be at your heaviest or whatever to be a good coach. We actually on a coach sneak peek call with Kaylee, we were kind of all saying similar things. We're okay, we should probably remind people, you don't have to be a total shit show to start your coaching business. You could be a totally normal, well-adjusted person and probably be good. You know what I mean? Maybe better. We have bigger hurdles to overcome, in our team sometimes, just because we're in our head. So if you're not great, you can teach us how to get there. So but okay, so today we're just gonna I already said, set some expectations, and just kind of remind you too, how this dynamic works is that Irene and I, maybe we're your coaches or we're your coaches, but we're not your bosses. We're not here to babysit you guys or to say you have to do this or you're fired. That's not how this works at all. And it's great and also challenging in that way, because you're your own boss. You're setting the pace. You know what I mean? You get to decide how fast you want to grow. You get to decide how much work you want to put into this on a daily basis. But what we want to help you do is set some goals, figure out a plan, and figure out how fast you do want to move, and then just do that consistently. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what I want to touch on there. You're your own boss. Yeah, so that's the coolest and hardest part about this job, I think. So, I'm gonna share. Should I put up that? I think I should put up the Canva thing so we can just both see it at least. I got it here. Hold on. Let me see. These are the slides I've yet to send you so that we can change them. Oh God. Okay. Okay, so what are your first steps? Okay, Irene, you're gonna go through the first 4, I think, of these. That was my plan. I don't know if this
Okay. And I apologize ahead of time because my notifications are going off and I don't know how to turn them off. Someone is texting me. There's a group thread that's heavily texting at the moment. Okay, so the first thing, you're going to go through your coach online office. There's new training videos. There's 5 videos that corporate has put together that just helps with the very basic like orientation of what first steps are to get done from now. So that's definitely going to be homework after this call, is to go in there and make sure that you watch those videos and just it shows you how to do some stuff. So do the things that it tells you. The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson. So this is personal development. Like I said before, mindset is all holy in this world. So it's a non-negotiable. Like you working on your mindset and reading personal and business development is very important for making this business work at all. So the Slight Edge is just a really good book that we recommend from the beginning because it shows you, basically it's like the compound effect, how like little things add up over time and become very significant. And the way, like, I think a lot of people freak out about personal development and business development and think like, I don't even have time to do whatever. How am I going to add this in? I really like listening to Audible books or doing it when I'm doing something else that I don't have to think about. If I'm doing the dishes or if you were going on a walk or something, you can listen to a podcast instead of not listening to anything or listening to music. So it's definitely doable, especially if you only try to read like a chapter or 10 pages a day. Just make it a non-negotiable. And we love that book. So we definitely recommend starting off with that book.
Oh, can I say something? Can I say something just really quick? Pop in. Sorry. So one of the things, I think, Irene, you do this with your so if you are a coach who was a customer or challenger, like it's really similar to what we're doing in our challenge groups or what we recommend to you guys too. But then when you become a coach, I think we kind of try to step it up just a little bit. So maybe you're reading the Slight Edge, but we also want you to do some kind of like professional or leadership development too. And so the Slight Edge kind of is that. But also I think you talked about a podcast and I thought, oh, like I used to listen to for the first 6 months of my business, the National Wake Up Call. It's on Apple Podcasts. I would just listen to like old ones of that. I would go back like as far as when I started at like the very first one that was on there. And I just listened to coaches because the National Wake Up Call is each week, like top coaches, they share about different topics. And so I started to get an idea of like how different coaches outside of our team were doing things. That was really helpful for me too. So that's part of personal development too, business development. That's all. Okay.
Yes.
Back to you.
Yes, no, that's very true. I listen to that a lot as well. Okay. So then this might seem obvious maybe, or I don't know, but this is also like a non-negotiable. One of the vital behaviors that we're going to talk about next week, I think, is being proof of the product. So this business is 100% you selling yourself. It's not about you selling Beachbody. So you need to be feeling the effects of using all of our products, and that feeling that brings out in you is what basically people are going to pick up on. So it's the most important thing for you to feel good in your journey. So committing to a fitness program and a nutrition plan, getting in a challenge group. Honestly, I like to tell my new coaches that I want them, if they haven't already been in a challenge group, I want them to be like the challenger in a challenge group that they want to attract, right? So like show up in my challenge groups the way that you would want people that sign up under you to show up in your challenge group, because it helps you to understand and feel the accountability that is added with our groups. the benefit of following a fitness and nutrition plan the way that it's actually meant to be followed without coming up with your own ideas of rules and things. So it's very important to commit to something if you haven't already. Pick a start date and go all in with it. And then definitely, like, honestly, reaching out to your sponsor coach or us to get connected to the TM page. You're probably already in the business. We have the Badass Business Group, which is where we basically run all of our working coaches, and our downline and their working coaches are in that group. So make sure you're connected to all of the groups so you can stay on top of the trainings and the things that will help you in this business. But what I think is most important is staying in communication with your upline, whether that's us or somebody else on this team, to share like your struggles, your wins, and just be very open with communicating with us. There's a lot of things, it's new and it might be scary and you might worry about things, or it very much helps to come to us with anything or ask questions or let us help you through everything as you're starting out on this journey. So just stay connected for sure to us, your upline, and all of the pages that we have set up for you guys to learn from. You're muted.
I am trying to figure out how to get there. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's week. I'm just looking at our actual next week training and like what we're going to be talking about next week. So I don't want to like go over that. I think we do a back office tour and how to implement the vital behaviors. So start using your tracker today. I don't think we're talking about that today. I think one of the things we wanted to talk to you guys about was just that we do have like a to-do list. And so when we talked in the beginning about how we were to help you come up with a plan and how to work that plan consistently, it's going to involve this tracker. And it's basically a to-do list, something you mark off, you check the boxes, and that's how you stay consistent. So that's something we're going to be talking about next week, implement or the parts of that tracker. And then we go even deeper into how to implement it. So that's in week 2 and 3, but launching your business is like the next step. So if I can figure out how to get to that, launching your business publicly. This is Irene. Look at her. You look so good in blue. So basically, if you want to talk about this, or we could just kind of talk just big overview, what is launching your business? What does that mean? Like your coach announcement or coming out post. Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. So we obviously, like, you've made this decision to start coaching, and the first thing you need to do is like tell other people that this is what you're doing. And we have kind of an analogy that we like to use for this. So if you think about a lot of people in network marketing don't emphasize like the value that the potential that the business has, because a lot of network marketing companies don't cost a lot to start up. You're not like getting a loan out and renting a building and opening a yoga studio. You're just like most likely paying for yourself. And Beachbody especially is the cheapest one, because you're literally only paying for yourself. We don't have to buy product and send it to people that like other places do. So it really is a very minimal investment for you. It's basically you investing in yourself, and that is you investing in this business. So when you think about it alternatively, if you had to go get a loan and open your own gym and start to like advertise and market it and get people to come to the gym and become members of the gym, you wouldn't just open one day and sit there and wait for people to come and ask you about it. You would go and literally tell everybody that you know that you're doing it, that you're excited, that you need their support, and this is when you're opening, and this is, you know, like you would be all about getting word out that you're opening this business. So we want you to think about it the same as that, and understand that people, this isn't the type of business where you're going to make one post and all these people are going to come to you and that's how the business works. It just doesn't work like that. But we do want you to make sure that you're publicly announcing that you're starting this thing. And there's a specific way to do it. Like, instead of just being like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach now, come, like, let me come join my challenge group. You know, we, especially Alicia and I, are extremely like highly emotional people. And we fully believe and understand that in order to connect with anybody on social media, you have to be authentic and vulnerable and open and share how you're actually feeling. Because it goes a long way, because there's a lot of people on social media and a lot of them aren't doing that. So we both think it's very important to share what you're going through and how you feel about things and how you get through things, and to connect with your audience basically. So when you're drafting this, first we want you to obviously, and I don't know, are we going into, is this homework from this week?
Yeah, I think this would be something that is like some homework too. And I was thinking, I have an example. A couple of weeks ago, Kaylee did a call and she had some of my new coaches jump on and we were just sharing about, so the formula, like you're about to say, I think is like, so we want you to sit and think about, what did you feel? What were you feeling before you ever found Beachbody? Like, what did you feel? What was going on in your head? What was going on in your life? We want you to kind of like get in touch with that. Maybe get a pen and paper or on your note or phone, on your notes section, just start writing how you were feeling. And one of my coaches had like a really great story. She was just like sharing out loud, like in a conversation with all of us about how, you know, she joined because she wanted to like lose some weight, blah, blah, blah. But then she shared about how what actually happened. She remembered and recalled that she was in a picture with her husband or something. And she like saw that picture later and was like, oh my gosh, you know, and so that she remembered feeling like that she wanted to make some changes because she saw this picture, and it was like so relatable because I think we've all been there. I've literally had that same exact thing happen where I'm like, oh my God, I see a picture of myself. And I was like, that's like not, you know, where I feel comfortable. So she had that feeling. And then she, you know, started doing the workouts on her own, and then wanted to get even more involved in the challenge groups and then even more involved in coaching. And so I think when you start to break it down as like, how did you feel before? Then why did you say yes? And what did you find when you started doing the workouts and started doing the, you know, challenge group potentially? I think that's really important to touch with the feelings of that. Right?
Yes, for sure. The beforehand feelings, and then specifically talking about who you want to help and how you can help them, like how it helped you. So going like painting the whole picture of where it was before, what it's done for you, like what being a part of the community has done for you, what using the products has done for you, and then sharing what you're most excited about now that you signed up to become a coach, right? Like what is it like that you get to help people, that you get to, you know, make sure that you can play a role in not letting people feel like how you used to feel. That was in the beginning of the post. So sharing kind of that whole beginning to end story, and then actually having a call to action at the end. So instead of just like telling the story and being like, okay, and now I'm doing it, at the end, you want to actually invite them and say, I want you to do this with me. If you can connect with anything that I've said, or if you feel the same as I used to feel, let's chat so we can see if this is right for you. And so with using this formula, obviously we want you to write this. We want you to really sit down and think about it. A lot of people usually feel like it's really long and they want to like include all the details. But what I want to remind you is like, you're not going to post this and like never post again. This is day one, and you're going to be posting regularly from here on out in order to continue to connect with your audience and build your business. So you have plenty of time to tell all the details of your story. That's what this is. That's what I think it is. I mean, we're basically sharing the details of how we used to feel and how we've overcome it, or what something we're going through and how the community has helped us or whatever. So you have plenty of time to get through it. And that's not to say it's going to be like short, you know, but I just remember that like, this is just the beginning of like opening up your doors and announcing that this is what you're doing from here on out. So
yeah, it's like step one. And then the next couple of weeks. So what we want you to do is just to not get overwhelmed, but to start to think about your feelings and why you did this. And then we'll continue to talk to you about what we're going to do once we do this first post. And once we have that out. One thing I think I just wanted to say too about this post too, what helped me a lot in the beginning, because I started, I was like at my heaviest when I started coaching, and I felt really insecure about that even then, and feeling like, how am I going to like be like, come do this with me? Cause I hadn't lost the weight yet. And I was like, I don't know. So, I didn't feel like I had this like experience, or I hadn't gotten the results yet myself. But in my closing and my call to action, it was more like, I found that I can't do this alone. Like it's not working alone. And I need 3 friends to do this with me. Like if you or someone, would be interested in getting healthy with me and like, doing this together, please message me or whatever, because I didn't, that felt less like, hey, I'm gonna like, I don't know. So it felt more natural to me to be like, please do this with me. Like, I don't want to do it alone. Unless like I have it figured out, because I still don't. So I kind of still use that formula. So I can't do this alone. I think that's basically
Same. Yes.
where we're at. And so I think so we want you to draft that thing, and then to be thinking about your next goals are going to be to sign up 3 people, kind of the way you got started. So sending a message to any friends or family that you have and say, like, kind of like what we were talking about, is that like, we can't do this alone. And we do have this like coffee shop analogy. Like if you were going to be opening up an actual brick and mortar building, like a coffee shop, or I don't know, like a clothing store, or a little boutique or something, like brick and mortar store, you took out $100,000 loan from the bank, you wouldn't just send everyone a flyer and stop there. You wouldn't just put a sign on the front door and say like launch party Monday. You would like call everyone, anyone that that has kids, anyone that loves coffee, like depending on whatever you're opening, you would make sure everyone knows when your launch date is and what it is and what you're offering, and you would reach out to them all personally. So you could email people, you could call your friends, your aunts, anyone pretty well, and just say, do you want to do this with me? Like, this is what I'm doing. I would love for you to be a part of it. So having the courage to not just tell them what you're doing, but to ask them to do it with you, to support you, depending on your relationship. I know I asked like my aunt and my mom, they were the first people I talked to. I was like, will you please just help me out? Like, I just need some friends to do this and just try out this new program with me. Give me some feedback while I'm learning, so if you can do that before the next call, that's great. But we would really encourage you to talk to people that that are your friends, like right now, but after you do your launch post too. Right. That. I think that's kind of what I think we already talked about this, like starting and finishing a program. I think we're gonna, yeah. So hopefully, I guess, just you guys are involved in a challenge group. You are all invited to do any of our challenges, like mine or Irene's. I know Lindsay's like my coach Lindsay's running a challenge group this month. So there's always a group. There's always something to be inviting people to, but make sure that you are obviously doing a program, that you've committed to a fitness program, to a nutrition program, and that you are in one of our challenge groups for sure. That's what you're inviting to. Right, Irene?
Yes.
Okay. Homework. Let's get to it. Right.
Okay. So it's normal if you feel like you're freaking out about any of the stuff that we said. Don't feel like that's not a normal feeling. It would be weird if you weren't nervous, but just because you're nervous, it doesn't mean anything really. It's just kind of a normal reaction because this is a new thing. So we very much encourage you to take action through those feelings, because that's the only way we get through them. And again, over communicate with your upline or with us, and make sure that you're staying connected to us, because we've been exactly where you are. We've been at the beginning. We've had the feelings that you've had. We've had the conversations that you're going to have. So don't be afraid to reach out, because that's literally what we're here for, is to help you through all of those things. We want you to draft your launch post and share it with us or your upline. And, pick a picture that is you. If you don't have a transformation, you can just post a picture of yourself, but make sure it's like bright, nice lighting, and it shows your excitement. Watch your getting started videos in the back office. Talk with your upline, or figure out what it is that you're inviting people to, so that when people do respond to your launch post, or when you reach out to them, thanking them for interacting with you, that you have something that you can get them set up with if they're ready. And then again, thinking about, I like to call it your dirt list, like the people that would buy dirt from you, starting with them, and have those conversations and start to get in there.
Get in there. Yes. Perfect. I think that's it. We don't want to overwhelm you guys. But yeah, I think the number one thing is getting that, at least drafting that post, start to think about it, have some ideas. And if you're like stuck, like message one of us, message your coach, message me, message Irene. We can walk you through it. If you're just like blanking, we can ask you a series of questions. I'm really good at like interrogating people with lots of questions.
Yeah.
So don't worry. I also don't struggle with writing posts. It's like one of the things I love to do. And so I'm all about it. Like if you're like, I have these 3 thoughts, I will like send you 10 paragraphs. I will write your post for you. Just kidding. I mean, not really. I will. I've done it. Whatever. All right. We should just end this.
Yeah.
Downhill. Every time. Yeah.
It was great. We can't wait to see what you do.
All right, you guys, we will talk to you guys next week. We'll be talking about like that to-do list. So this is exciting. Yay.